Okay, I think
All right.
we're
Yeah, we're good. All right, just started the presentation. Okay, screen, and then, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I trust everybody's doing well. Welcome to our session today on ServiceNow Intelligence Solutions. So today we'll be talking about artificial intelligence. We would also be talking about generative artificial intelligence as well as the agentic artificial intelligence workflows or use cases. My name is Nnaemeka once again, and this is October 2025. So we'll begin our agenda with an introduction. The introduction, then we would also look at the different contexts for why this is really important, because we're in the skill revolution and Industry 4.0. We will have a hands-on demo of what AI is. We would also have a hands-on demo of the generative AI as well as the agentic AI experiences, and then we would do final tips and tricks as well as takeaway, where we would answer questions you might have and then see what to expect. That's a little bit about me. So my name is Nnaemeka. So I'm a human being. So I'm a platform architect. I've been in this space for over 20 years, focused on ServiceNow pretty much for the last 14. So I'm a certified technical architect. I'm also a project practitioner as well as having evangelized best practice for enough areas within ServiceNow. So the context of intelligence. One thing's for certain, agentic AI would autonomously serve 80% of our customer requests without human intervention by 2029. This is by Gartner. And the belief is that this will reduce operational costs by 30%. Deloitte predicts that 25% of today's enterprises are already deploying generative AI. We're in 2025 already, so they are deploying it. And this is going to grow twice the size by 2027. So you have no reason not to go and experiment with this solution, this particular IT tool. You have no reason not to do it. So Professor Khan Lackney for Harvard Business School lets us know that AI is not replacing humans, but the humans that possess the AI skill will replace those who don't. So what that means is, even if I'm a novice, because you don't necessarily have to be a data scientist or data engineer, all you just need to do is be willing, be open to learn and grow and experiment with these tools. There are tools to include in your tool set and engage. So for artificial intelligence, what exactly is this? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a broad term that encompasses many different technologies. So the whole essence is to try to make sure that machines actually mimic or have the same capacity or capability that we have as humans, the way we reason, the way we think, the way we perceive. We try to use as much data or as much information, right? And then get them to get inference from that knowledge and become, and they apply that continuously to get wisdom. So the whole essence is using knowledge algorithms, whether it's natural language processing, whether it's decision science, whether it's data analytics, whether it's forecasting, so many ways. But the essence is to make sure that the machines actually resemble what a human would. ServiceNow has been in this space since 2017, and they've continued to evolve their platform by acquiring businesses as well as investing heavily to really re-platform to become the AI platform of choice, especially for digital transformation in the today's age, or Industry 4.0. So we do have the intelligence experience that virtual agent when it started. Now it's conversational chatbot. So it's just not a one-size chatbot, but it can sense what you need or respond based on text input, and then continue to provide you solutions to improve your experience. There's also artificial intelligence search. There's also natural language understanding. So based on intent and the utterances, the way you pronounce stuff, then there's a mapping, intent mapping there. There's natural language processing, where that actually uses machine learning or ML, and then trains that through. There's predictive intelligence, right? Based on a historical amount of data, we predict a particular category, subcat, as well as assignment group combination, or provide configuration items, or provide specific categories for different types of query text. There's also natural language querying, where you look at a particular database. You don't necessarily have to be that data scientist we talk about. You can just type language, then the system constructs it to be an SQL query, right? Because that's what you see in that filter, or the condition builder within all those lists, whether it's version 1 or 2 or 3. And then we have optimization for real time using geography. So you have schedule optimization or workforce optimization to use, whether it's the weather data or weather metadata, and then provide you with recommendations, like where you already use that, right? With your Google, it says recalculating, or this is a better route to take, and you see this in real time. So the reason why AI is in need is because we have shortage of specialized talent. So now it's being made available to everyday practitioners, everyday users, to improve our experiences with these tools. So there's a lot of fragmented information, and all of these are fueling inefficiencies. And then there's a lot of legacy systems, or we say siloed systems, where they are good at one thing, right? But they're not good at the next. How do we get them to be able to interface or interact with each other to get that there? That's where if you see whether it's the lens operation, where based on an image or based on a photo, you try to decipher. There's so many technologies that are there to help us get there. This is ServiceNow AI journey, or AI evolution. You can see that it's not a one and done. Beginning in 2017, they started with that virtual agent, a novelty in the business at the time. They bought DX Continuum, and then introduced that machine learning capability. And then with that, methods 247, 365, having that bot not necessarily following the sun, right? Having your agents in each time zone, whether it's Europe, Middle East, Africa, or Eastern, Western, Pacific Mountain, depending on time zones or which the area you are. But they've continued to ramp up. They've continued to ramp up. Natural language understanding, having intent and utterance mapping, then multi-language support for the different regions, if you will. Then the querying within natural language, as well as AI-based search. They bought these companies or startups, and then went ahead to infuse all of that within the platform. So AI is built in, right? It's not baked in or bolted in. AI has been there from the onset. That's why that platform has continued to grow and evolve, and then become an AI behemoth of some sort. So right now, we're in the 2022 era, where you would say we became extremely conscious about the large language model, or OpenAI's capability for that generative AI experience. And then ServiceNow also, working alongside NVIDIA and others, Hugging Faces, we're able to deploy targeted experiences or targeted large language models or custom language models, because those were tied to ServiceNow's proprietary data. And then offer that within its ITSM, HR, and customer service offerings, and then the platform as well as that virtual agent conversation. And now it's ubiquitous across all the platform products. So there is a skill, which is what they call their offering for each area at the minimum. There's a skill for each area at the minimum. So ServiceNow started gradually with scripted workflows, so traditional workflows, to the flows that we have, to having you be able to use business rule or client scripts or call actions and things have you. Move slowly to the robot process automation with attended and unattended robots, and then ramped up to the agentic AI or artificial intelligence workflow with machine learning, conversation, and improved using that the virtual agent, conversational style chatbot, and then now the agentic, having the robots, or you call agents, if you will, right? So autonomous systems for them to reason and think how we will, right? We give them proper instructions, proper guidance, steps for outputs, and they deliver for us. And they continue to deliver for us. So they provide answers really quickly. They resolve issues fast. They optimize processes. They decrease human error, but a lot of times you can also provide your input, so you can say supervised, not just autonomous outputs or autonomous processing. And then the whole thing is really improvements to the way the process works, and then how you respond to it. So virtual agent, or what we call the conversational interfaces, it's a personalized chatbot that actually helps you to automate most of your tier 1 tasks. So whether it's answering frequently asked questions, or answering the what is questions, or providing guidance, tutorials or examples, or really gathering data, providing statuses of particular requests. It provides us with meeting the users where they are. All right, so that way, at any point in time, you can request to speak to a human agent. So you're not tied in or bottled in that you must speak to the robot. No. So it gives you that choice, because IT teams or AI systems are built with the human computer or human-centered design principles, where you are the heart of what needs to happen so your outcome is what is desired. So you have support for whether it's different user experiences, whether it's portals, whether it's for your mobile devices, whether it's Android or iOS systems. You can embed it in other interfaces as well, like messaging channels, Slack, Teams. You can embed this there. Right. So the whole essence is to actually meet the users where they are, provide them the service, regardless of the time of the day. ServiceNow provides the virtual agent conversations. They are called topics. So you have these success packs, which are those conversational topics for most use cases. So what it is looking at this solutions that have been provided, or the suites of solutions that have been provided. ServiceNow is offering conversations along those topic areas. So IT service, so something like self-service, check my or reset my password, order a laptop for me, or update my Active Directory information. Customer service is the same. So what's my product status? Can I get a supervisor to reach out to me? I ordered something. When will I get it? All of these are conversations that are built in. They are there ready to go. but there is also the capability for you to go ahead and build custom conversations, which we'll take a look and take a stab at it. ServiceNow provides this to you. You have the Glide virtual agent plugin, which needs to be enabled. All of these applications are really plugins. Many of these, they are not out of the box available to you on your PDI, but you can go and enable them. ServiceNow recognizes that it's a PDI and expects you to go and try these out. That's a design or development environment where you should go in there and test it. Take it for a spin, break it, see how it is. Build your own understanding for what the tool can do, so that when you get to your workplace, you're really going to be the star and shine. So within the VA canvas or the VA design environment, VA meaning virtual agent, you do have a palette pane, which we are going to see in a minute when we draw up the demo. And then here, you have a user input. You do have a bot response. You do have utilities where you can control the float of your topic. Remember, the topic is supposed to be unique. That topic is supposed to solve a business need. Something like update my user name, for example, or update my user password, for example, or things like request an iPhone, for example, or things like submit a ticket, for example, or things like get a HR case for me, for example. These are different topics that can be configured based on your customer's need. Just like every business, right? You're going to capture this information, break it down to, the who, the what, the why. You can break those down into those requirements or user stories, so that way you can go ahead to start to build them. So that way you can tell for when this conversation starts, does it need approvals to go through, or does it need for you to have a submission of a record or what have you not, or as simple as even small talk conversations. There are so many ways you can go through it, but you need to see the flow of the conversation from start to finish, and then you can now build on it. There will be property panes just like you have in your flow, where once you put any element, you have to control the element based on your input or based on information that's required. And then some of those you can also script them as well. Some of those you can also script them as well. So we're going to go take a look at the VA demo, but we would do all the demos all at once. So I would go to the other generative AI capability, and then once we get to the agentic capability, then we will start with the demos, beginning with the VA demo, then we go to Gen AI demo, then the agentic demo. So generative AI, or generative artificial intelligence, is a specialized branch within that artificial intelligence component. So here we are creating original and realistic content without human input. So generating these based on the data that it has. So ServiceNow, we know, has proprietary data. There's a lot of them using Now Create, right? A lot of them using the ServiceNow documentation side. There's a lot of that information using ServiceNow best practice, right? There's a lot of them using ServiceNow's resource center information partner. There's a partner hub, there's a demo hub. So there's a lot of information that can be gleaned to be able to make sense, right? For these systems to make sense. So it's all machine learning techniques, right? Using those, you're providing prompting, or just means you're querying the database, or you're querying using text information. So ServiceNow launched their generative AI model in 2023, in Knowledge 23. Their capabilities are enormous and they have continued to grow. Summarization is one where you have like chart summarization, case summarization. We'll take a minute once we get into the generative AI tool to do a bit of them. Whether it's the chart one or whether it's the incident one, we would see those in action. We would take a look at the generation one as well, using generation of resolution notes as well as knowledge articles off of that. And then we will do the virtual agent conversation, especially using large language models, because that's where agentic kind of like comes in, where you can actually pull that virtual agent conversation and then use that, as a resolution to improve customers' self-service and deflection rate, if you will. So there's others like the Genius results, as well as the artificial intelligence search as well there. That's ServiceNow generative AI solutions. They've continued to evolve. They started out with a few, and then this has actually covered almost all the platform areas, even new areas that they're getting in. As at every release, even up to Zurich. Right now, I still see some new ones for strategic portfolio, some new ones for application portfolio, or supplier lifecycle, SLO. I see the ones for financial services operation. So every business area, go take a look in that playground, ServiceNow University, aka Now Learning. If you go in there, there's a lot of things that are there that have been provided to make your life easy. But you need to be willing to put in the work. So these are some benefits of that. So for the platform and then the creator workflows, you can use the code assist, flow assist, flow recommendation, to improve your your people's productivity or developer productivity. You can improve your time to value for your admins and other stakeholders, and then customer support. So your agents, you can improve their ability to respond to customers' chat requests or email reply recommendation, and then this will improve your customer satisfaction scores and a lot more, retaining your employees and giving them that time back so that they can use that to deliver much more meaningful work, right? So much more meaningful work. So with that Now Assist capability, that's what ServiceNow calls its generative AI capability. Now Assist. ServiceNow provides a Now Assist admin console, which is a one-stop shop for the ServiceNow Gen AI admins to set up and manage the Gen AI capabilities. So you're configuring the skill, taking a look at the skills that need to be updated based on usage or adoption. You have that. You have that. It gives you a step-by-step guidance or walkthrough so that you can get that ready. And then the skill is basically the capability in itself. Like we said, summarization skill, right? Or you have that generation skill. There are so many, right? Chart summarization, incident summarization, case summarization, resolution note generation, flow recommendation. So all of these are skills. So they are skills. Assist is when that skill is actually utilized. So assist is when your skill is being utilized. So the more you utilize this, some are easy where it's just a one-off. Some are complex. It remains on what you're trying to achieve, right? That will consume much more skills than the initial, maybe a one shot prompt, depending on what you're querying, trying to do. That there is an assist panel, or you would say the Now Assist, which you can go turn on. That gives your agents that experience for them to engage with the assist tool without necessarily opening the particular user experience, whether it's a workflow or form or the portal, the other experiences. That gives them an ability to be context aware. Whatever interface you're doing, you will see a sparkle icon to let you know that once you have the skill turned on and you have it, assign to the particular the role to the particular users that request, or the group that you need because of maintainability. So you assign it to the groups, right? And then your users that are part of that group inherit that role, then they can engage with your skill capability or your agentic workflows. So there is a ServiceNow generative AI controller. That controller enables you to bring your own LLM or large language model. So if you're connecting to a third-party provider, then you would use that, whether you have your OpenAI system or you have your IBM Watson or you have your Google Elec or Gemini. You can connect that using ServiceNow generative AI controller. ServiceNow provides robust documentation that would guide you step by step for what to do. Experiment, engage with this thing. Engage with it. Right now, almost every business is deploying AI, whether it's generative or an agentic, they are deploying it. They have been deploying it. So they are trying to get as much improvements in every process that they are deploying there within their organization. So ServiceNow's proprietary LLM is Now LLM. So it's specialized on ServiceNow data. So based on that, it was actually a collaboration between Starcoder and Hugging Faces and NVIDIA. ServiceNow delivered that Now LLM. So they also connect to Microsoft Azure, the OpenAI, ChatGPT. They also connect to Gemini and others. You would need to configure your resource so you get your access information, right? You configure your authentication, right? And then you configure the universal resource identifier or URI or URL, if you will, or the resource locator. And then the different, just like you would for, you would configure the different calls, whether it's creating, updating, or deleting, whatever it is, those database transactions, so that way you can actually get your assist or get your queries answered or responded to. So a ServiceNow AI agent, it's actually having you solve a business use case using a group of agents, either a single agent or you have a chain of agents. But now you are giving them your set instructions for them to go ahead following that grounded truth. They go and respond accordingly to resolve your business need. So you could hear, we call them use cases, or you could hear, call them workflows. They all mean the same thing. It's just, what's the business problem? Maybe I want to get information, right? Or maybe I want to investigate the problem, or maybe I want to investigate the change. These are just examples, and then you get corresponding agents accordingly. So the agentic workflow is the overall business problem and goal that you're trying to solve for. You have an orchestrator layer where the planning, so that's where coordination all happens. Within either a single agent or a team of agents that are going to solve for that. So this is the why. That's what that problem is, right? This is the how it should be done. You're giving them that insight. These are the who, your autonomous co-workers. So they would solve for that. You would see the different tools that you can use. And then, some of them you would enable once we get into the demo, which we're about to. So the skills, you can call those skills for those agents, which are just part of those tools there for what they need to use or utilize or draw strength from. So some of the terminology you should be getting familiar with will be the agentic system. So here, the whole essence is that AI system is able to perceive your environment, and then based on that perception, is able to take actions on specific goals that you determine. You're able to see that the agents can learn, right? They adapt and then they operate autonomously or supervised. So based on your input or based on feedback or input from whichever persona that's deploying that AI. The agent in itself contains the large language instructions, the model instructions, your specifications, if you will. Then the workflow is really the problem, right? The business problem. That's what the workflow is, or use case is the problem that's being solved for. So for you to use this tool, you need to have the AI agent admin rule, so that way, with that rule, you can create or read, update, and delete records within the AI or agentic workspace or workflow. So you do have the viewer as well, which provides read-only access. So the requirements for you to actually get this for your customers is for you to have the, this applies to you having a professional or an enterprise license. So that way you can have the professional plus, which comes with the Now Assist and the AI agent capabilities, or the enterprise plus as well. We would see that going through ServiceNow documentation now, or ServiceNow's product offerings, and then we would be able to go ahead and start our journey for you to see the different capabilities. You also have to be on the Yokohama patch 1 or the Xanadu patch 7 for you to be able to utilize these capabilities. Also, you can have the Now Assist for IT or for HR or for customer service or for APO, like we talk about. It continues to grow and evolve with our ITOM, with our CMDB, with our SPM. There's so much. And then you have to also install the AI agents for that particular use case or for that particular technology area, if you will, whether it's technology or that particular process area, if you will. The admin role will provide you that. You have to have the AI search capability turned on. So AI search must be among that. All of this is to improve the user experience. You also have the Now Assist panel turned on, because once you do that, then you can leverage on these skills and set their availability, because it's not all the time you have to go to the context or open the particular record for you to access these agentic use case or agentic solutions. Then the GenAI products, specifically if you're looking at GenAI products, you must be on Vancouver patch 2 and above, and then you must include a Now Assist license. ServiceNow already delivers, right, out of the box, ready to go. Agents, whether it's IT agents, HR agents, like we talked about for most of these process areas. So categorizer agent, a fulfill software agent, a resolver agent, or analyze alert agents, or generate change plan agents, or triage agents. These agents are there. These are just for IT. There is the one for risk. So optimize risk agent, analyze security risk or vulnerability agent. They are there under the risk capabilities or SecOps or integrated risk management. There's also the customer relationship management, like incoming case agent or lead agent or simplify work agent or manual order agent. These are there ready to go. So if you take a look, just like we did for whether it's IT service or whether it's for the virtual agent or even the Now Assist, if you don't find any, ServiceNow offers you a skill kit and also a data kit to help you so you can build custom skills. So you can build your own, like tailored to your specific use case. Tailored to your specific use case. So these are HR agents, like, access benefits, automate time off, resolve incidents. This is supply chain, coordinate suppliers. This is app dev agent. So write your script or code snippet, update your catalog, tool, or build playbooks, or manage knowledge articles, or create your application. Right now, there's that, vibe coding. We'll see that in 1 minute. So long as you're in Zurich and you have that trial version of your build agent deployed on your PDI, so long as you're in Zurich. These are the AI tools that you can leverage or call upon, right? The cornerstone of that agent, like what it uses to deliver that, outcome. Catalog items can be delivered or used. That's conversational topics that can be requested for using that conversational style catalog ordering. You can even attach a file or folder or image. So you could do that. You can attach a flow action, or you can also call upon an analysis skill. For example, you can use the knowledge graph as well. So there's also the record operation. So create a record, update a record, delete a record. All of that are there. There's also script. So you could do scripting. You could do your search retriever, that RAG, retrieve augmented generation. You could use that too. Search for information. Subflows are there, and web searches too as well. ServiceNow is committed to responsible AI. So, like we said, AI is built in, right, intentionally. So for a fact, you are the heart of it. ServiceNow has been delivering this for the humans, right? Not just one size, no, human-centered. So you are at the heart of this solution. There's also, diversity and bias consideration there. Then transparency and, accountability. So you're definitely going to provide feedback by your thumbs up, by using the solution, or thumbs down. That way the machine model learns. And then there's a lot of documentation to let you know these are the step-by-step, these are the instructions. Is it following this? You're measuring. It's one platform, secure data. Your data is, utilizing the workflow data fabric, right? It's a connector. So your data can reside anywhere. All you need is to connect to that data and make sense or utilize it in the process, and that's it. Data stays where it is. So ServiceNow provides a Now Assist Guardian, where you would see ability to configure offensiveness as well as prompt injection as well. There's also the capability for long memory for your agents to get, just like you will for your cookies, right? When you're doing your search to improve your experience, you get that so that you can subscribe or enable those. There is a product, it's called the ServiceNow AI Control Tower. Here you can manage your models. It's where your governance resides, making sure that everyone is on the same page. You're seeing what IT is doing, what models they're deploying, or what HR models are there, what security models. The whole essence is to make sure there's that alignment with your business goal. So AI Control Tower will provide you that, governance and, maintain or manageability, so that way you have a focus on the value that your models are providing. So now we'll get into the demo before we close out. So now I'll begin first by showing the, yes, I'll begin first by showing the ServiceNow one that we have. So right now, if you're there in the ServiceNow University, you will see this, that you can, so long as you're in the Zurich family, you can use Now Assist Build Agent, which was launched. So you need to be in the Zurich release. But if you're not in Zurich release, you need to go ahead and upgrade your instance. To do that, you just need to go to Manage Instance. Then you would see the capability, right? When you're in there, for you to be able to upgrade that instance, it would be here. But I'm on the latest release, but just as an FYI, you would see it will say upgrade your release. It will say that here, just as an FYI. There are actions that can be performed there. You would see, you can see whether you're wanting to change your user, remove demo data, release the instance, all of that. But all the information will be here for you to go ahead and start. ServiceNow provided the information about it, which is being in use here. The build agent being live on your personal development or design environment. L2K, and as a member of that developer advocate team, shared that update recently. So if you're there and you deploy this build trial application, you have 25 free prompts that you can use in a month. So you can use that, and then it gets reset. So on your PDR, you have 10 prompts. So you want to be. So if for some reason you do not deploy this and you just trying it because it still gives you that capability, then you have just 10 prompts. So like every other, so long as you're in that, your PDI is in the Zurich release, all you need to do, you can go ahead and get to ServiceNow Studio. And then, once you're signed in, this is the ServiceNow, then you go to the all available application, or you go to Studio. You either go there, and then once you pull up, you just you can type trial, or you can type build agent. You should see there already, should be there. If it's not, that's all you need to do. So you go there and then build agent. So build agent trial. The store application. So I already have it deployed, but if not, this is it. You get it enabled. So once you do that, it takes a couple of minutes it will be available. So this is if you're needing to go, you go to ServiceNow Studio. That's where you would be able to engage with the build agent tool. And then you would see the conversation you can ask, and then you can use that to be able to work on your agent. You'll be able to come in there, maybe build your application just by that conversation. You can do that. You can go there. You'll be provided that use Now Assist to learn more. It will show you that information. Or right there, right now, while you're there on the page, on your developer homepage, you can also start here just type in what you wanted to do. So for example, you could say you give the examples you were provided. You can also remember that for your app, you need the app name, you need what roles the app should have, you need the different experiences that should be there. It gives you some examples there to help you. So asset tracking app, for example, or inventory tracking app, for example, or feedback tracking. But also, I believe that you can, if you want to be much more robust, you can use that the goal, the role, and stuff. So this is a guidance that you can also use if you want to be as detailed. Just make sure you follow through, read through it, and then use that. And then simply with the conversation, you can leverage on that, and then use that. Let's say you wanted to build one, you just click that and then create. or you wanted to do asset tracking, you tell what you wanted to do, and that's it. It will walk into it. It will open the IDE and then take you through it in a conversational style. You would start to build. You will start to create that application really fast. With your build agent, with that conversation, to tell you what are the things you want to, do you approve of it, so that way you're putting your input. You can go ahead and go. If you need more details or any other information, it will tell you if you have maxed out your if you have also maxed out your prompt for the duration for the month. It will tell you when it's due for reset and things like that, so you can walk through it. So, but this is happening in your PDI right now. It does provide you that capability for now with this trial version for you to try the ServiceNow build agent. However, also on there, I believe while this is going through at the beginning, I think it will ask for feedback in a minute or so. But also you can see, right, you are provided with the capability in your ServiceNow environment to go to conversational interfaces. Here it will provide you a step-by-step guidance for you to set up the visual identity on your PDI. So you go in there, you would, walk through, provided the guidance. You can make it a favorite. That conversational interface is one. You can make it a favorite all the items and go through how you would to deploy this for any customer or any of your partners. Go there, tells you everything you need to do. The first things first, you need that chatbot plugin. Go and enable it. Takes you to the for you to look through the plugins list. Then it tells you the particular plugin, and then you enable that plugin. It walks you through a step-by-step guidance for what to do. You find the plugin in the store, it enables, all you need to do is this. It takes a couple of minutes. It should get it there for you. Virtual agent. And as you make the progress, as you install the plugins, they will get them there. So just on your PDI, you're able to do this. Take a look, make sure if there's the demo data one, you enable a checkbox. But this is it. Takes a couple of minutes. It will run through in the background. It will walk through and get this ready for you. I think this one, just a minute here. Think about that. Okay, this is if you're installing the Now Creator one version of it. We just noted. Okay, this is where I was. Just a minute before we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's getting that ready. Working its way. It's magic at the background. Just letting us know. So if there's your feedback that's required, you just put that in while it's doing its thing, right? But ServiceNow University, like I said, that your playground, you are able to go there to ServiceNow University and look for all the Now Assist courses, all of them. You can look for all the Now Assist courses. So you can go there, ServiceNow University, University of You, as many, just filter for them, because like we talk about just Now Assist, there's always new courses. You can also filter for Z2A. There's so many you can filter for there. But Now Assist is going to show you, like we talk about skill kit. So for example, if none of the skills there are available, you have a unique use case, take a look. There's a skill kit. You can build custom skills. There is also data kit, so that way you can create synthetic data. where you can also, like you would in a scheduled job, run it through your test your skill to make sure it's actually has a grounding product, or if you need to refine it, because it's all about fine tuning, right? Iterative processing, so that way you get improvements as you go. There is now creator, this is for that developer in you. So go out there, take a look. There's a flow generation, virtual agent conversation generation, to even this one now assist 15 minutes. It's just for you to go watch video. There's this one that we're going to be looking at today, as well as now assist for whether it's IT, for HR, but we're looking at just 2 core use cases. So on this one, I'm going to open this one right now, which is here, the ITSM one. This is now assist for IT service, and then I already have enrolled in it. So I'm going to open a particular course, and then we would take a look and enable a couple of we will take a look at enabling a couple of the required use cases or the required workflows. So we're opening that up before we get to the build agent, because we're going to use that. Okay, this is going through the background. So it's taking its jolly time to come on. So here they give you a lab that you can use. That way you can test if you have the capabilities there really quickly. And then you can go through the lab, but if not, we're just doing like a few things, and then we go and build the AI agent one. The Now Assist one is really cool and easy because you can deploy some of it. And then the conversational chatbot also, once we get into the Now Assist, once we get to the Now Assist AI agent, we would build our conversations there, and then it will be the chatbot experience as well. So a couple of things that we would learn. So here we can go in that ServiceNow University. It comes with a lab. It comes with an instance where you can get your hands, thick and ready. So there will be this flyout. Just go there and type Now Assist. So if you type Now Assist, you would see all the Now Assist one. You would also see, you can go here and go to the admin, and then you would see the Now Assist admin experience as well. So you can do that. But if not, if you go there, you will see Now Assist admin under the admin center. Like I said, different ways, the same outcome. So you can see the Now Assist admin. So just pin that, get to it really quickly. So now you have an overview. Like we talk about many times, overview just gives you a landing page, right? Where you can see everything, single pane of glass. You can say, okay, I can get to my settings, I can get to my process, I can get to, what skills I'm missing or what skills are not. So it does show me what I can get set up and get going with it. So the overview tells me I can unpin this so that we see a full real estate. Here I can see what needs attention. So plugins and skills that I can do. We're waiting for the system to come through. It's still running at the background. So now you see, welcome to the center. You can get started. Tells you self-service to console XYZ. Tells you about the panel to make sure you're using that to power your assist, improve the productivity with the skills, and then you can track that as well, all from the same pane of glass. So here, the overview, we can see the skills that need attention. We see plugins we can enable, right? We have to turn on the panel. We can click on that. But here's the one I wanted you to take a look here. Just like you will for the, I would also, when we're done here, I would show you once this is complete. This is taking its time there. You have a checklist. So you can see to set it up, what you need to do to get this set up. Start by installing the plugin, which is requesting the application. First things first. You can visit the store, like we talk about a subscription. Yours is free. Yours is free. The next is to turn on the Now Assist panel, which is that panel that will enable your stakeholders to engage with the solution. Then you activate your desired skill. And you can review for any settings and then continue to analyze based on your feedback as in adoption or usage, which you can see. So I'll click on done here really quickly. Knowing what that is does take some time. For some reason, that's just click on done. I'm waiting for it. It does take some time. So here now, I can go ahead and go straight out to the Now Assist experience. Because under the features is where we're going to activate the skill. But you need a skill to be on, or you need a plugin to be active for you to be able to enable this turned on. If you do not have a particular skill there or plugin active, then you wouldn't be able to do this, turn this on. So here I can turn this on, and then that way I can go to my skill and features so that way the panel becomes available. You will see a sparkle icon all the way up top. That's what that is. You can see that flyby, or door letting me know what I need to know or what I need to do. But you're going to do this in your ServiceNow provided lab for whatever process area. So Now Assist capability for that process area, it will be there. Under technology, there's IT service, there's security ops, there's ITOM, there's strategic portfolio. Right now, this training or this particular course is on for the IT service area. If you were working with the customer service one, then the customer service, like you can see, we will need to go enable that plugin. If you were working on the HR one, for example, we would need to, because in HR is HR there, customer service, you can see customer service, field service, technology, fields, financial services, or digital government, public service. So all of these, the creator one is there, that flow generation, which we'll take a look and enable some of them. Code generation, flow generation, playbook generation. Sometimes as simple as just clicking through and looking at it. So just as an FYI, there is the platform one. Also, that's where you have that conversational experience, which you need to have. There's the platform skill also for its navigation. So just as an FYI. So out in there under technology, we already see those there. We can get those ready, as simple as that. So before we do that, we already see the panel there, to get that enabled. So you can do one of two things. You can either go straight to it, and then it tells you where you need to be. So you need to be in the ITSM for Now Assist one. You need to be there. But if not, let's go to chart summarization so that you see it. So click on chart summarization. It will let you know, because ideally you want to be there. So it tells you live agent handoff. The sets are there already, or presets. Do you want a bulleted list or not, or stuff you can go through. So you choose your input. It will show you where do you want to get. You can select all of these are just the portals where they will be used. Okay. Ideally, you want is it in the product or is it in the panel? This is where you set that up. Those that will use it or not use it, where they will use it at. And then this one too, the panel, where they would use that conversation. And then the skill is ready. The skill is ready. Can return to the chat. And I think that one is chart summarization. There are others there as well. And once it's turned on, you would see it there and it will tell you it's active. You can always edit or do things around it here using that. tells you to edit or deactivate it. Can do that. So if you want the sidebar conversation one or chat reply recommendation, this is it. You activate that. So, and the beauty is that all of these will tell you, like if you're looking at cross scope or where you need to be, if you need to add a role, like you see, they need to have the IT role for them to utilize. But ideally, when you're working on that, you go there. Like the agentic one, you go there and update the scope where you're working. You will do that. The system lets you know if you need to, if you know, when you're doing this, that you need to be in this scope, you need to do this, go there. Because ideally, like when you're deploying, you're going to have multi-scope update set. So maybe you batch your update set. You make sure you're doing that. So just go back to technology, click on that breadcrumb, it takes you back on the list. You know, the knowledge generation one, we can just, you know, do that really quickly, you know, activate that really fast to let us know. You can see it now assist for ITSM, because ideally that's where you want to be when you're making those changes from the get-go. So that's what I was trying to make you see it. Now assist, you need to be there. And ideally what it is just for you to go there to your scope picker on there, make sure you click on that, and then now assist. You see it for IT service management. That's all it is. When you're working, make sure you're in that scope, you enable, make sure you add, you know, make sure you have your update set, you make sure you're, you know, making your change accordingly, because that's where it should be captured. The skill is available for, you can customize the availability. But it tells you state is resolved, state is closed. It shows you state is resolved, state is closed, what you need to do. You can, you know, include that. Do you want it in the product? Do you want it somewhere else? Yeah. So like in this one, so I'll just enable that there. Enable that there in the panel. And that's it. It's simple like that. It's simple like that. And the others as well, just click on technology, go back on the list. I think that knowledge generation, that should be fine for that one now. The other one should be, just a minute here. Incident, okay, yeah. Summarize the incident, resolution, node generation. Yeah, those are ones we can see, you know. You can make a copy, especially when you're trying to make a custom skill for your, you know, for your stakeholders or whatever, what have you not. All right, you can make a copy. Those are the things. You make your copy. You can see, you can just, you know, you can, skill is always available. You can customize it like we talk about, you know, assign model one. I mean, you're just looking at the presets. Your client will tell you if they want to, you know, provide, but these are recommended. So you want to start from there, right? Before you start to, it's just like having your, or looking at your, or deploying with your starter stories or sample stories, or walking through with the default setup or guided setup, those stacks. You want to use that before you can talk about any customization. Use that, get value from it first. Everything should be good to go. That's all it is. Active. It takes that bit, and then you do that for pretty much the skills that, you know, you would need just to see them resolution notes. You just see them in action for how they look or how they should be. You know, incident, short description, work notes, additional comments. You know, the skill is always turned on. Yeah, you want it in product, you want it in the panel. Yeah, that way, even if I'm, you know, conversing in the chat, I should see that how it will work or how it wouldn't, and I will activate just like that. I think for these, we should be fine. I believe we have 3 or so capabilities. We have the chat summarization. We have incident summarization. We have resolution notes. The change one, we can leave that. That's fine. So here we can go ahead and try this out so that we see. We can go ahead, open this, the workspace. We can do that, or even open the record. So for example, we can open the service operation workspace. or we can go to all, look at the incidents, and then take a look at any of the incidents there. And then we can look at the existing incidents very quickly. And then now we can see it very quickly on the form. So on there, if you take a look and you can see, maybe open this, the second one on the list, or we can open the first one, whichever, it don't matter. Anyone on the list. Okay, let's take a look and see whether we have enough. But if not, even whether you have enough, the system will let you know if you have, if it's not able to summarize or not. All right, it will let you know. It would say, I cannot summarize. You need to do XYZ thing for me. Yeah, right there at the top, you can see it. Summarization right now assist. You can take a look. There's some details there, right? You can just go ahead. Just click on summarize. Takes a couple of minutes. It will be available to you. The summary to look through that, description, short description, right? The work notes, the information, and it will let you know. Right. It gives you based on that the issue. These are the key actions taken. Any service level, any impact. Your feedback is this helpful. If it's helpful, you can copy that. If you're wanting to, or you can go ahead and just apply that there too. You can copy that and share it to your work notes. You review the information, it all makes sense. Save it. You can do it on the service operation workspace as well. I believe we had that here, right? Okay, there's a workspace one. Yeah, you can do the same thing. You can open the panel, that panel there. Let's say, let's go ahead and then we'll do one with the chat. I'll just do it while this is working. Let's do the resolution first. Just a minute. It does take a minute or so. There's that lag or delay for that to come through. Just take a minute. It's just delaying a little bit. But that's for the most part. Like here, we can click on resolve. It would show us the resolution information. Version notes are being generated. All you're needing to do is to put a resolution code. That's it. But the system will generate the thing. Tells you field by analysis. Yeah. Resolution provided. That's all. Okay. That information will all be there, listed there. No, there. You're done with it. You click on create knowledge. It will ask you, okay, is it based on these details? The knowledge information. Use AI to draft your knowledge. You can write it yourself if you want to. If not, yes. Then all you're needing to do is to select your knowledge article where it should go. Just as an FYI. Takes a couple of minutes. And review it, everything's making sense. You just go ahead. You can make it available, say the IT, maybe knowledge, maybe whichever where you want it to be. Just you make your selection. That's all it is. It's a draft, right? You can draft, you can publish it. That's all. And see it's attached to that knowledge article, to that incident. So that next time, right, that's what will be used. Because once they're looking at the search, that will be the first, that article will become, available based off of that. Based off of that. So you can use that. You can also get that from the same experience here. For example, let's say you had an interaction with an agent, for example. Let's say they had an agent provide that guidance. You could put a note there. There with email issues, right? It's a chat, you can see. They save it. Once it's accepted, the summary information starts to show up. Takes a couple of minutes. And that's the difference there. You would see it there where, while you're out there and at it, it provides you, you can create incidents, you can create requests, you can create change on the chat. All of that. All of that. You're creating an incident from it. You see it immediately. It will, as it's going through its analysis, it's summarizing to provide the details. Right there. You need to place that information there. Right there. So just some of the power that you can do with that Now Assist capability. You can do it. So the same way that we have that, the beauty is you also have the capability for you to utilize the agentic. So ServiceNow offers the Now Assist AI agents, like we talk about. It's all tied, Assist is part of the skills that can be utilized for you to build out of it. So you can go ahead and see there's a Now Assist AI agent deep dive. There's all the AI agent courses from the Knowledge 25, build agent, administer agent, configure agent, build intelligent systems, AI agent, plan reasons where you can build too. So I think we're going to be doing the build one. I believe I already have it here. Okay, yeah. Build agent for automating your organization. So I think I have it here. Okay, so I'll open the instance. Okay, the instance is here already. So just like Now Assist one, you have the AI agent studio, a filter for AI agent, and then make it a favorite. Also, you can do that. This is it, AI agent. So you can make it a favorite, just as an FYI. So the overview page for AI Agent Studio would show you just like Now Assist will. You would see a walkthrough for what to expect, right, within that AI agent. So here you can see overview. You can see creating and managing your use cases, and then your AI agents in themselves. You can see a test where you can go test it, and then settings as well. So you can explore existing ones which have been provided. You can take a look and see the ones that we have there. Also, you can see your guidance, the step-by-step for what to do. So you can go create a use case, right? So that's your defining your business problem. You can create the AI agent. So the AI agent uses your different tools, which once you create the agent, then you assign tools that the agent would use to deliver your solutions. Also, you're going to be able to test that agent and then deploy them. So you can now align your agent. You can now align your agents as well. So a couple of things we will do really quickly is I want to go ahead and look at creating an AI agent that goes ahead to answer pretty much deflect and avoid escalations. And then that way we would see it, in process, and then it will utilize a few things which we would use. The things we mean is tools. So one of them would be a catalog item. One would be a content item, which is also, so pretty much two catalog items, and then one would be a conversational flow, but it will be straightforward. We'll do that really fast, and then we'll get to the questions, and then we will go. So here, when you go to create, you would see that you have the capability for you to build your use cases as well as your AI agents in themselves. So you're able to build the use cases as well as the agents in themselves. You can duplicate the existing ones if you needed to edit them. You can go take a look as well, at the existing ones, make modifications as needed. That way it will help you. So I'm going to go to maintain catalogs, right? And I'll go to maintain items. I would do that, and then I would also do content item. It's a special catalog item. So I would go there to make that a favorite as well. So that way I'll make those available really quickly. So here now on the catalog item, I'm really going to go create a new catalog item really quickly. The catalog item, I'll open the form, make the catalog item available so that it can be requested really quickly. So I'll just say, what is info? Okay. So it's just, or what is knowledge? Okay, I can do that. Okay, just put that information there. I can say what catalog does it belong to, service catalog, really quickly. Make that available here. And then we put the category. We could do, can we help you? We can put quick links. It all depends on where you want it to be. So we can put quick links also, depending on where we want this to show up at. Here you can see if you want it not to show up in conversations, you enable this, which means yes, then it would not show up. They wouldn't find it in conversations. You can also turn it off for now large language modeling here too as well. So it's all up to you. So it's always good to have a description. What is knowledge? I can go ahead and open that. What is knowledge? Just do that. The ServiceNow knowledge. Just do that. Okay. Okay. What is knowledge conference? Okay. All right. So that's in there. Okay. So this is it. I'll just get this really quickly, and then put that there really fast. So that way we can get going. And then do the same. So I can put the links also. I can put the links as well, of the information, of more things or whatever as needed. So I'll just do this. Just so that way it's pointed to the same thing. All right. So the process engine is default. So just go ahead and save this really quickly. A variable, I'll just add new, just put just one variable, and then that way it should be fine. Just a variable, just name. I can do email, just email for reminders. So I'll just put that 100 just very quickly. So here on that typeset, I can validate it that it should be an email. Just submit. That's okay. Just something simple. This what is knowledge? Just make that available. In there, you can you can view conversational details if you want to make it available there. And then while that is playing at the background, just a minute, for some reason it's really a little slow. I think it's a bit, yeah, it's thinking, so yeah, it's thinking. So the catalog item, the content item information. Mm. So in the catalog item, the configuration, you can align it accordingly to your um you can align it accordingly uh to your taxonomy. So that employee centered taxonomy. You can do that. Just waiting for this to come in. And then. For some reason, okay, okay, good. So now you can see at the bottom that related catalogs you can assign it into a category and taxonomy for employee center. You can do that if you want it to be in IT for IT. You have that there. You can assign it to a particular in that way. This is already ready in there. You can go to the content item also and then do that in the similar way. You can just do simple content item. You can say what is service knowledge. ServiceNow knowledge conference. All right. Same way you can make it available in the service catalog. You can make sure that here you put it in the can we help you maybe. You can put the knowledge article if you have one. If not, you can put an external content. So you can do external content also within that. If you want it to open in the catalog, or if not, you open in a new tab, you just put the URL. So in this case, I'll just put that knowledge conference URL. That way, it's easy. And then we're ready to go. You can go ahead, save it. You can try it. You just try it, make sure that it's ready to go. Assign it to the topic like we talked about for employee center to find it. And there you put the IT for IT1. Make sure you have that there, and then it's ready to go. What that would do is now that you have those tools there, you can go ahead and build your last tool before you align those to your agent. So the last tool will just be a topic. So go to the conversational designer one. So under conversational designer here, we'll go click on the designer. The beauty about the designer is it gives you the context for you to design your custom topics. So here we also see we can use the large language model. We can also use the conversation for natural language also as well. So here we can go ahead and build our topic. So we'll go and create a topic using our large language. This will be the last tool that we will need to have our agent or use or utilize. So here we would use the tool, which would be the knowledge conference tool. Can see knowledge experience tool. All right. All right. I'll just put that. Or we can put K23 or whatever. We can put knowledge, no experience 23. Here you can put additional, maybe if you want it to be in a particular category. Here you can, control if you want it, what channels you can specify, the channels that will be there. That it does allow you to. But this is your topic information before you now click on create. And then now you get into the canvas. So here you get into the design environment for the conversation, virtual agent conversations. But here now your conversation can be using the large language model, which is that, the agentic experience or the Now Assist experience, and then use its components for you to be able to generate or, engage with your chatbot in a much more dynamic or, user experience way. So you can go through the guided setup. It will walk you through, the different components there. Like if you're new, so I don't want to show it again, just as an FYI. But this is where you start. There's a tour information. You can see the nodes, so guided tour for the nodes information. Here you can look at video for different collectors, like input collector, where you're getting input from the user. You can grab, orders like text input, static inputs, which it shows you. Once you see that, you can use it, and then you get the instructions. So this is really straight cut out, where we will be doing just a simple one. We just want, something really straight there. We just drag it and drop it. So the component you drag in, then you see your component details. So like now we have the text, it tells us. So now we have two information we need to put. So here we say knowledge quests or knowledge query. You can see question or query, knowledge query. All right, you can do that. Knowledge query. Or can use question, okay? So that way it's you put your text. Now we can go ahead and provide a response. You can provide the large language text response where you can do that, or you can just go ahead and provide maybe an image or a link. So in our own case, we can go ahead and just provide a link. Knowledge experience link. All right, and then we put that link there. We could do that, or we could do ServiceNow knowledge. We can put the the knowledge information under. Just a minute. I think ServiceNow knowledge. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, that's all. All right, so we can put that there. But you can also say, okay, knowledge and the link, which that way you can, be helpful there. So you can put that there. You can also put a bot text, so you could click on that, and then here you're putting the text response. What's it? Then see, here's what I found about knowledge. All right, and that's all. You can save it and test it very quickly, and then you make it you make it available by publishing it. You test it there on, as you're working, to see, how it would respond, and then it provides you with the details there. The topic. Okay, so it asks a couple of questions. It's spinning. You see the sparkle, and then it's goes ahead, provide another question you have in mind. You just go ahead. What exactly is this? What exactly is ServiceNow knowledge? Question. All right, you do that. A couple of minutes. It will go ahead. It will based on the information, explain that information, provide you with the guidance. It will do this. Takes a couple of minutes. It will respond, and then provide you the link. That link you can, while you're looking at it, you can respond by even saying, okay, this makes sense, or even clicking on it, because that way it's clickable. You can use that. If you need to modify instructions, whatever you need to do, it will let you know. So you can see there are no agents available at the moment. So because you couldn't find exactly the detail, right, it now went ahead to provide me the other things that it could do. So it now provided me the link. At first it told me that, and it provided me the knowledge link, right? So it went there exactly and found it. If you click on it, it should open up to that knowledge page. It's clickable links. All right. So they're ready to go. All I just need to do is to, just like the other tools that are available, I'm going to go ahead and publish them. Takes a couple of minutes. They should be available so that I can search for them, in here, and then I can go ahead and build my agent experience. So I have the 3 tools that I need. So under my AI agents, I would go there, like we start about create and manage. We would see one. So my use case here is to get escalation going. So or deflect from escalation. So I would do knowledge, and I think we had a so knowledge expert who use that. Okay, so this knowledge expert uh, provides a solution based on query, short description text, or catalog, knowledge catalog items, knowledge base, articles, content items, as well as conversational topics. All right. So the instructions, we can actually also use Now Assist to improve this too as well. All right. What do I mean? I can go ahead. I already have my steps written out. So to search knowledge base, to do all of that, which just means what I wanted to do. I'm saying search knowledge base for relevant articles based on a short description query. search catalog item for this relevant query as well, search content items for this, as well as provide a conversation. I can use Now Assist to do the same. Here I can say, given I the role, so I have a knowledge expert and subject matter. I want to provide knowledge articles, content items, or conversational topic based on the I would say incident, interaction, or case short description to enable self-service and deflection. Or if you don't want deflection, you can say or you can say still case, still tickets. So you can say for it to look through this. I can also go ahead and put that step by step and then click on generate. It takes a couple of minutes. You could read the role, the goal, like I said, the outcome, the steps. You can give an example. It will now give you can see short description query agent. So this AI agent is designed to provide relevant knowledge articles, catalog items, content items, and virtual agent conversation based on a short description query text. Yeah. So enabling self-service and addressing stale tickets. It gives you the that same information, right? So these are the instructions, step-by-step guide that you have. Your agent is ready to go. The only thing you need to do is to save it before you start to build. The defined triggers, we're going to add the triggers later. You can use AI to instruct that. You can make it available in the AI panel there, and then you can go to the testing, which now your use case is built, but you need to attach an agent to it. So the use case is there, but you need to attach an agent to it because there's no agent there. So now you can go back to create and manage, and then now you can open your short description query agent. You can open him, or you can go straight to the agent because you're able to tie it. This is what I mean. If you open the short description agent, for example, you already have these details. Let me say I duplicate this one so that you see what I mean. Here you will see where it says add an agent if you already had the agents there. But now you want to add new agents. So create a new agent, just a single agent, so that we can go. So we can do the knowledge specialist. So agent, all right. So the same thing that we had there, the description, we just put that there really quickly, all right. Knowledge specialist. Can do All right, so you could do that. Um, you already have that, the role information. All right. All right. You could do that. I mean, then you could go ahead and put the rest there. Um, all right. But the only thing is that here you can put the steps that you want, which was that steps that we had. All right. We put that there. Paste the instructions. Is okay. And then here you can go ahead steps, step by step guidance. You can do the same. That's it. So now you can continue. So here you're able to add the tool. Based on our our steps here, we can go ahead and add the catalog item. We could say based off of that. So here we can say there we can do the no. All right, we could do that. And then we select the catalog item that we had from our list. So here now, if we remember, we had the knowledge, right? What is knowledge catalog item? We put that there to show us the display. Here you can see the execution mode. You want it to be supervised, where you need to put the user input. If you want it autonomous, you set that here, where it will run in the background without you putting that. So, but here you can define the display. Do you want it to display yes? Do you want it to be verbose? Do you want it to be paraphrased? Do you want it to be concise? Just put concise, right? Just short and sweet. Or if not, you can say you want to paraphrase it, maybe. Or if you want verbose, the whole thing will be put down out there exactly so. You can also add other tools, or you can have the agent recommend tools for you. I know we have a couple of the tools there. I believe we had a conversational topic, I believe. So no topic. Just put that down very quickly. So we can do it with the paraphrase. So the topic will do knowledge topic. All right, and then we'll add that. And then I think we had the knowledge. We can add the tool to retrieve knowledge. So search retriever, we can do that. Knowledge info. K info, I'll do knowledge info. Info. Just put that and then put info. So here you can select your search profile. So for example, we can go to knowledge, you can see knowledge portal search. You can do like that's the knowledge portal one. You can do if you take a look, you would see AI search. You have knowledge portal, you have employee center. You do have the different search profiles that you can use for providing that. So we'll go with knowledge portal search one. Your search searches, we can do the knowledge search one. Or if you're wanting a different search profile, so for example, if you were to say maybe you wanted to look at the operations workplace, you can select something else. All right, the knowledge search where you want it to, the return field, you can select what you want it to be. So just as an FYI, but we're using the portal one, knowledge search portal one. The return field we're seeing is the description of there. We want to limit it. We can say we want to limit to one, could limit to 5. It all depends. It's just going to use Genius Radar to rank it, so it must be precise pretty much. Here we can see we want the as well knowledge article as well as the description information. We can do supervise, we can add that there. And then we can go ahead and save it, and then we can test it, as well as we can go ahead and set a trigger for when it kicks off. So now the knowledge specialist agent would be one where you just, you put in your text because you're testing the agent here in the testing. This is your test where you test the scenario. What is knowledge? Okay, so explain to me knowledge implemented. Layman terms. All right, start your test. Takes a couple of minutes. You start to see the decision log for the agent. You start to see it here in real time. It starts to tell you it's taking your knowledge specialist agent for a test. It's going to go through. So I need to use the knowledge tool to search for relevant articles about the knowledge. Yeah, go ahead, search for it. So it does take me through. It does try to see, can it find any information? If it doesn't, it lets me know. Then it moves to the next. Okay, no relevant information. Okay, good. And that would just need to. So the first step in the predefined was to set the knowledge base, and the second step is, it can find based on that short description. It can attach it to these. So yes, I think that makes sense. And then to tell me it will be going through here, we can see the success or failure of your agent. You can see it in the now. Okay, so here's what I plan to request for you. So the email, so that my email, does it make sense? If there was anything, no, go ahead, submit. It's good to go. It's going to go ahead and submit a request. Pretty much, about that. This is this is that. So the mission is to explain the conference in layman terms. The first two steps is redefine, have been addressed. Searching the knowledge base for knowledge topic, so we can find that. It says that. So it's telling me here we can see it's going through its processing. Do you want it to go ahead? Yes. So if once you say yes, you say successful, you acknowledge, because you must put that feedback. If not, it would go through to the next. If you say autonomous, it will automatically go. But it's going to be, here's what I found. That's the link. So action was taken, summarizing the whole outcomes. So that way, if you click on that knowledge experience details, it should take you there. It should take you there. So just as an FYI, so the mission is to explain knowledge conference layman's, and the first 3 steps of predefined has been addressed. Searching for more. So knowledge tool. So if you want that conversation to go in, you say, yeah, yippee. All right. So and then now, after that, that it can now go ahead and walk through the topic, conversational topic, that the experience one, and that's it. And that's it. And that's it. So that that way it's straight cut out, ready to go. So it will let you know the progress. You can take a look at the agents. If there's an issue with any, you can decide to set this up for it to trigger automatically. All you need to do is to put a trigger condition. So for example, now we can come here and attach that agent here, and then set the trigger. So here we will just add the agent. So you can add the agent there, or you can go in there, you see it says add an agent. You select that your agent, the knowledge specialist agent. That's all you do. And then you add them there. So that way you can test both the use case and then the agent information. and then you can set your trigger. So maybe you want it to be incident. You can say record created. So I can say record is created. SME record. All right. So here I can do incident, for example. So incident, the most user abuse. So I can say it's active is true, short description is not empty. That way they must have a short description text to query, right? It's not empty. So that way, here you want to run as the assigned to of the tags or the caller. Depends on who, right? You're assigned to, right? So help me resolve this text or XYZ thing. Can show notification where there's that confirmation information is pretty much shared. And that's it. That's all it is. You can test it, maybe creating an incident, whether from the operations workspace or the Now Assist one. You can go ahead and test it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it does take you a couple of questions. Or we can go to the workspace, I believe. Can do that very quickly. And then as there's operations workspace or any one of them. And then you can see also in the search, it's actually showing the things that you can do. So maybe you wanted to you know request something or create a help. You can also go to search, create incident. You can do that to show you a couple of things. It would also show you whether you want to create an incident, report an incident or not. So that way you can see it. You can report the outage. You can see the difference. Agency, like the little here. Here is all about AI agents and knowledge. And submit it. Just takes a couple of minutes. Universal request. Fine. I'll go ahead and take that number. Mhm. All right. I'll refresh this. That base for everyone. I just go based on there. Yeah. Try select message. Okay, it's taking a minute to recognize that, but I can do I can just see here, but ideally it would help with the issue. I can test this here, or I can just go to the incident and build out a new one. Yeah, that's all you need. Yes, the test. I can build out a conversation. Yeah. I can do create new incident, and then make sure we have an incident number that is there. So long as the short description is missing, um, we can do that. We can do color. System administrator, knowledge of my AI agent, AI agent question. All right, just do that. I can go ahead. Another number. Get that to go ahead submit. Takes a couple of minutes inquiry. Then I go ahead and based on that, I get the test scenario. Replace them. Start the test. Takes a couple of minutes. I'm sure analyze. And then yes, it does go through. Just go through so that way, yeah, it takes a couple of minutes to continue to go through the work schedule and go through it, and then step by step guidance to go through those instructions. Yes, all you need to do is acknowledge. If you don't want to acknowledge, it will work autonomously at the background. Or agents, you can build for any use case. You can provide your feedback that is correct, or if you need to troubleshoot, let's say there's no relevant information, if it was wrong, you need to go work on it. You find out, okay, why is this? You can also make edits. If not, submit the request, right? Requested item, catalog item. We can make sure that that. So these are the things that is so tell your request. Here's the details. Um, with this information, do you want to continue? Yeah, that way it can get the topic, because the whole thing is to build a relationship, avoid the full blown where your incident is take. So deflections, things like that. You can see the link. It will show you. Is it okay to proceed? Yeah. If you say yes, and eventually, the agent will go through it. The agent will go through the cadence of your steps. But the trigger will tell it when, so that you don't necessarily have to come to this playground. And at the end, it tell you the actions taken and stuff. It will automatically trigger it once a particular condition or event has happened, right? So just for the most part. So you have that opportunity to test for it, whether it's based on the conversations or not. And then, so ServiceNow Guardian, under the settings, under Now Assist. So you would see under settings, you would see the Guardian, which is part of the settings for you to set that up. You can go ahead and set up that prompt offensiveness and things, so you can see it, and then prompt ingestion. So it's as simple as you just taking a look for what is available to you. So it will show you the offensiveness. It's you can, because if not, I can show you in a different one. This is documentation, but it should be here active already. But so prompt ingestion, all it is this. You just enable it. You can say it's login only, but you can change it also to log and can edit that, and then you can do block it and log it. So not just log it, the information, and block it. Right, you can do that for the other two as well. Just for some reason it's delaying or slow. But similar way, just turn that on and make sure you have that pretty much set up on there. So all of that is part of that, the way to ensure that offensive language is taken away and taken care of. Also, like we talk about, that you're able to go ahead and practice this. So for your AI, so you have the virtual agent, that chatbot, you can practice that on your PDI. Practice on your PDI. So going there, the virtual agent, you can build custom conversations, as simple as even the custom greetings, or like we said, the weather is great today for go out to sport. So small talk, right? You can build that, or take a look at the existing use cases that are not covered and build some of those. And then make sure you take those certifications. ServiceNow has provided a lot of them there. For a good understanding, you want to get a firm understanding of Agile, especially Scrum. Scrum is the most popular of the Agile methods. You want to also understand service management, which is that ITIL service, ITIL foundation for service management. You want to get that version 4.1 ITIL 4 V4, if you will. You also want to get the firm understanding of the ServiceNow platform. So the ServiceNow administrator, at the minimum, the CSA gets you there so that you're ready to go. Then you want to do the IT service fundamentals and then the IT service management implementation on-demand courses. Then you look at all of the AI courses that are there on offering. So ServiceNow has that there on that ServiceNow University. Do all of them. Some of them even come with microsets, like, for example, the executive microset, where if you're new to AI, then we have delivery certifications for all of the capabilities. So, for example, we have for IT, we have HR, we have customer service, we have SPM, we have SAM, we have all of the areas, SIR, APO, FSO, all the areas. Then you want to look at ServiceNow has a business process consultant course that is there about 2 hours or so. Gives you a high level summary, round up, so and then you should have a firm grasp or understanding of it. Then ServiceNow's proprietary data, ServiceNow now create all of what is being fed to the large language models, now LLM, now create all of the best practice content, right? All the documentation content, they're all there. They're all there. And there's also the platform implementation course as well. Do we have questions? That's it for me. Thank you for your time and attention today. I still remain Nnaemeka, always happy to help. Do we have questions that we can go ahead and talk about?
Oh, yes, I do have one question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So, Nnaemeka, thank you so very much for the mind-blowing session. It has opened my eyes to the large capabilities of the platform, aside from the usual incident management, etc. So, thanks to you, I have a broader understanding of the 3 stages in the AI journey within ServiceNow: the virtual agents, the generative AI, and then now the agentic AI. So, according to what you just taught us, those are kind of like the 3 major stages, if I were to put them in broad categories. But then there's this certain phrase that gets thrown around a lot. It came up, with this act for good submission, submitting ideas. The phrase is on predictive intelligence. I've also seen it, or seen something about it within ServiceNow. So how does that plug into all of this?
Right, great
Predictive
questions.
intelligence.
Right, so predictive intelligence is there. It's actually what is original as part of the original AI capabilities. Predictive intelligence just looks at your data, right, using machine learning concepts there, whether it be vectorizing and others, like looking at classification, similarity, looking at clustering, and then looking at how all of that ties together to provide, for example, classifying incidents accordingly. So all of these are able to be added as add-ons, right? So, for example, to improve your efficiencies, like you will without your chatbot, that virtual agent. So predictive intelligence will be included as part of a professional license. So I'll show you so that way you can see it. Many of them are not like predictive intelligence, for example. It's not really a standalone product, if you will. So ideally, you want to have an ITSM already, or HR or customer service. Then you bring in predictive intelligence, because here now you're saying, I want to use this to improve that. So that predictive intelligence will now help you. You take your data there. We'll go to ServiceNow Data Center for training. Based on that, it will find patterns. So here now, agentic just takes it a step further, right? So the whole essence of this is, right, for that data for predictive intelligence to solve its own unique use case. So, for example, I want to classify incidents, just like you will do, right, with your business rules or flows and things like that. But now you're saying, based on this information, right, based on my definitions within my predictive intelligence model, I want you to be able to classify these incidents or categorize this incident. That's your AI agent is actually using that machine learning model behind it. So I could pull this up so that way you would see it really quickly.
Oh,
so
yes,
for
please do.
example, yeah, so I'll show you really fast. Just give me here overview. So I'll show you one.
Oh, one thing, please, could you just close this small meet.google.com window, that small one? There's an X to the top right. It gives us a
Okay,
better
give
view.
me.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Oh, not a problem. So here, here now, you can come and say, for example, you want to take a look at exploring all of these use cases. And then, so for example, here you want to take a look at investigation one, or you want to say you want to take a look at, I think it was categorizer, just give me, okay, categorizing incidents. So categorizing incident, right? You're categorizing this based on, tax intelligence. It's going to show you, it's going to fetch data. So let's pull it up. And then that way we would see based on the instructions. It's going to make sure that it provides us with this data. So under the tools, we will now see the choices. And then we would see, behind the scenes, right? What is being done. It's getting this data, but it's now going ahead to query to get that information based on that information that is there within the machine learning context, for this to be done. The agentic workflow expounds on that. But for example, when we have the machine learning, let me see, predictive intelligence, sorry. So you would see the predictive intelligence one, right? There's a homepage. If you do go, if you go in there, you see the machine learning predictive intelligence page. It shows you all the different models right now that are there. You would see where they are being used, whether it's auto assignment, classification for HR, or categorization. It just means that it's at the minimum training with 10,000 records, but ideally for good results, you want to have 30,000 records or historical records, so closed records that have all the fields preset, especially the fields that have to go into your the defined modeling that we talk about. The max is 300. If you have larger than that, it's going to definitely break them into chunks of that 300,000. But with a minimum of 30,000, you should get good, a good or decent prediction, if you will, because for 10,000, yes, it will give you, but you don't have so much data that it can really continue to learn or evolve. So just as an FYI, this is similarity, which is there, similar incidents or similar resolved incidents or similar catalog items or knowledge items. It will show you that. But these are their own solving for different use cases. This just takes it up a notch by going to that agentic workflow. It just takes it up a notch. This is clustering also, where the system will go in and then find patterns. So whether it's for feedback and stuff, there's regression, although regression is being deprecated, because the regression is really looking at having a timeline that it would use to set up, okay, when do I think this will be resolved, and it will go there too. So all of these are there. They solve for it, especially when you see that predictive AI ops and stuff like that. They're all using machine learning. You see tax intelligence. You see even that that agentic one. They're all using this underneath the hood. They're all using this machine learning underneath the hood.
Thank you. I think I understand better now.
Yeah, good deal. They're all using this under the hood. So for the most part. So a lot of organizations that are not wanting to deploy this already, maybe it's ready to go. You just duplicate their data as meeting their business use case. If they don't want to, all they need to do, some of them, they will just go ahead as part of their IT service or HR service or customer service or field service. They just include predictive intelligence to try to improve it. So they can choose any of them, include the word corpus defined. The definition is just the same, like, sorry about that. The definition is the same for anyone. You just open the definition record, and then, based on that definition record, you now fill out, the name, you select the word corpus, then you put a filter, like you see, this is records created on the last 6 months. And then you put your, frequencies, whether you put your training frequency and stuff like that. And then, once you go to the training that you have the data set, then you get an outcome. You now get the trained models here, which that training you can now set the efficacy and then continue to improve it. This will be under your solution, because the solution will all be here. They'll be active. You can turn off existing solutions, to call back a previous solution to make that active. Maybe that has a better model accuracy, things like that. But one thing's for sure, many of these, like we talk about, just like the AI one, they are not going to be for free on your PDI. If you go to ServiceNow University, you would see courses that have to do with them. You could try and get those certified. Some of them come with micro certifications. Some of them come with that delivery accreditation or delivery certifications. Go and utilize that, and then get the exposure you need, and then practice. The more you have hands-on, the better. You're delivering for interviews, you'll be able to get to the job and really work and really deliver well, exceptionally. That's the only way. If not, you wouldn't get the opportunity. If not, you wouldn't be waiting for this to be handed to you on a platter. So go there. It's really there for you. But that's the only way to get this to work. Do we have other questions? Thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate it.
Wow, I don't know what to say. This AI thing, if like have the resign, I'll go and probably start doing bricklaying, because this my head. There's a little that I fit into this head. That is a lot. Thank you so much, Nnaemeka. The good thing is this class is recorded. There's nobody here that went through this class today that will be able to put everything inside their head. So the recording will come out, and I'll go back to even watch it from the beginning, because at some point, self, even myself are confused. But it's awesome. The AI is the future, right? And I've begun to see rules where they are asking for AI skills. That's going to expand as time goes on. So if you have any questions, please ask. Nnaemeka is a very busy man, and he has given us more than 2 hours today. So any
That's
questions,
so true.
guys?
So that last question is that does it mean that if we made it autonomous, it will go straight to the answers? Correct. Yes. It wouldn't show you any response. It will just go straight to whatever the answer is going.
Yeah.
It won't show you, like, it will not request you to put an input like, do you want me to proceed? It will go straight. But to boycott that, give you the answer to run to the next phase, or to run through the next tool on your list. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I got confused in that part.
Oh, sure thing. Sure thing.
Yeah, there was a button there that says supervised. So if you
supervised means your input.
yeah. So you need to ask questions, intermittently. I think I noticed that. So
from the list view where they said execution mode, can we also change the autonomous nature of it from there?
Correct. At any given time, just like in the conversation, you can edit. You can always make a change. The only thing is you just make sure you save and then ensure that you go ahead to publish or go through the end, so that your changes are actually recognized. It's just like when you create whether it's a catalog item, or so just it must be active. So you need to make sure you publish it, or maybe you assign a role. You need to make sure you log out, right? Or you enable a plugin. You want to make sure that you log out, log back in, so that that type of recognition of that transaction, that database transaction. So it's the same way here. If you make any of those edits, you need to go through the end to make sure that is recognized. So it needs to be active, it needs to be published, it needs to be saved. Oh, okay. Stop that. Okay, good. That's true. So, but that's a good deal. Good deal. So do we have any other questions before we go? Because we're about to, get off. I know it does take time, like the AI thing. You might not get it all the first time. Experimentation, that's really the key. Iterative, and that's why I talk about those, whether it's the agile one, whether it's Scrum. You're an analyst, you're an engineer. You might do the first time, it might not work, right? But the thing is that you're going to take a stab at it. You're learning a new thing. You're being able to iteratively incrementally grow, right? Today now I know that this didn't work or this target didn't show up this way. I can a simple even Google search, right, will help you, will provide some guidance if you're stuck. If not, Google will also point you to that document too. That ServiceNow document, or now create. It will point you to the resources you need for you to go. So failure is part of the feedback. Failure is the fuel. The AI is here with us already. You're already using it. You have Siri, you have Google, you have even I see everybody here almost has the Luma AI note taking and summaries and stuff. So hey, you're utilizing it already. So just make sure that you're applying that and being able to actually maybe provide, like we always say, a framework or template that you would use to enable this or use that while you work. That's all it is. So that way, even when you get to your workplace, you're experimenting, you're seeing what is being used, because your companies are definitely using it for sure. They're going to definitely be using it. A couple of minutes, the video should be out. Once again, reach out. You do have my contact. Nnaemeka is also available. We're all there in the community. It takes each one of us. Next week, ServiceNow is going to be doing that community week. I think Tosin is also going to be there speaking on others. We also have the Oktoberfest with a lot of people, already making that stride, getting to the finish line. So getting into that the super contributor badge and getting the 3 and then the t-shirt and all of the major thing is the idea of learning, especially working with source control. If you remember, there's that intentionality with the three projects. The second project was chosen as the second project because it allows you to connect to source control and then see how you can actually push up changes and apply those changes. That's really why the first one is just creating a README document and then a code snippet. So because you're not really learning about source control and how to collaborate in that way, that's why that was the first one. More than likely, that's really it. But ideally, just being able to go in there. Be able to connect to source control, create that connection alias, and then go ahead and work or create a copy, and then work on the copy and fill out forms based on ideas that are impactful. Take a look, like Nnaemeka talked about. You can create an MVP, maybe look at creating an application. Sometimes, even if it's a record producer, that's an experience. Maybe one form, maybe a table. Just see how that can be brought to life, because the whole idea is it's not all it's not all the ideas that would be looked at, but some of them will. And then if yours is selected, you kind of like are ready, because they will call you for, especially if you put that you should be contacted, they will call you to come and contribute a thing or two, because it's really important. That's really the whole idea of putting that in. But kudos to everyone, and then we still have some time. I believe it's about 6 more days or so. Just make sure you go in there, even if you can 2, 3 a day, and then make sure once they have them, once they have them approved, you just delete and then continue on with the new branch, and then make sure that you send them in before the 31st. That's just all you need. Before the 31st, once you have those 6 approvals, then you should be able to be there. You would see also the information about your contribution, and then you'll be able to get notified accordingly as they round up. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nnaemeka. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.